All right, so today I want to walk you through a really powerful case study. It's all about a trader's transformation, a journey that goes from total frustration and just guessing to real confidence and clarity. If you've ever felt like you're just constantly fighting the market, this story is going to show you there's a much, much better way. I mean, this just cuts right to the bone, doesn't it? This is the core problem for so many traders. It's this painful, exhausting cycle of you take a shot in the dark, you watch the market immediately go against you, and you just see your account balance go down. It's that awful feeling of being completely at the mercy of the market's whims. I mean, be honest. Does that feeling kind of hit home? If you're nodding your head right now, then the journey we're about to walk through, well, it's for you. So this brings us to the person at the center of our story, a trader named Fernando. He was living this exact nightmare. He was caught in what he basically called an endless, frustrating guessing game. Imagine this. Every single day was pretty much the same. He'd try to predict where the market was headed, he'd jump into a trade, and he'd get it wrong. He was just stuck, completely lost, and honestly on the verge of just giving up on trading altogether. But then something just snapped. Fernando hit that point where he knew there had to be a better way to do this, a simpler, more effective method that didn't just rely on pure luck or guesswork. And that was his big turning point. And this was the light bulb moment. The core idea that changed literally everything for him. It completely reframed the problem. See, instead of guessing or reacting to what already happened, the goal became anticipating. What if you could actually know the market's most likely direction before the big move happens? All of a sudden, trading isn't a gamble anymore. It becomes a process. Okay, so having this big idea is one thing, right? But turning it into a real, repeatable skill, that's the hard part. So this realization led Fernando to a very structured path. He jumped into a 7-day challenge to completely rewire his entire approach. So what made this so different? Well, it wasn't about adding more complexity, not at all. It was actually about stripping it all away. No more messy charts cluttered with a dozen complicated indicators. The whole point was to stop guessing, stop chasing old news, and start following a clean, simple, repeatable process with a little daily guidance to keep you on track. So here's how his week went down. He jumped in on day 1. And get this. By day 3, something already clicked. He correctly called the market's direction, a huge win. But as you can see, it wasn't a perfect, straight line to success. He hit a really critical setback midweek before ultimately having that total transformation by the end. Just think about that for a second. In only 3 days, that heavy emotional weight of trading just lifted. He got one real, tangible win by following the process, and boom, all that stress was replaced by this huge surge of confidence. The guessing was gone, and for the first time in a long time, he felt like he was in control. Okay, but let's talk about that roadblock. Because let's be real, any journey of real change is going to have challenges, and Fernando's was no different. Right in the middle of the week, he hit a snag, a moment of serious doubt that could have easily sent him right back to his old losing ways. This was the battle going on inside his head. On one side, you had the slip. Those old habits started creeping back in. He started overthinking the simple process, doubting himself, wondering if he could really do this. But on the other side was the resolve. He made a choice. He decided to just trust the plan, to stick with the process, and to push right through that wall of doubt. And that decision? Well, it was everything. That choice to push through the doubt, that was the whole ballgame. It cemented his new skill and led to that final profound change in his trading. He finally fully completed the shift from just reacting to what the market did to actually anticipating its next move. This right here, this is the whole story in a nutshell. Before, he was always a step behind, reacting to price moves after it was already too late. And after, he was ahead of the move. He was anticipating where the market was likely headed and putting himself in position to take advantage of it. That right there is the fundamental difference between trading with stress and trading with confidence. 7 days. That's all it took to build this new foundation. We're not talking about a 6-month course or a year of struggle. This was a fast, focused shift from guessing to knowing. And it just proves that a rapid transformation is absolutely possible when you have the right process. Look, Fernando's story is incredible, for sure. But it's not just some feel-good story. It's a case study. It's a blueprint. And it really just raises one big question. What would a transformation like that look like for you? So, are you ready to make that same shift? Are you ready to stop the guessing game and start anticipating? To finally trade with the kind of clarity and confidence that Fernando found? Because the path to get there is actually really straightforward.
Here's the game plan to build this skill for yourself. It's literally just 2 simple steps. First, you commit to your own 7-day challenge. And second, you get the daily guidance you need to make sure you succeed by joining the Forex Recipes Lab community, the exact same thing Fernando did.
So, what's the one thing you should take away from all this? It's that the transformation from a stressful guessing game to a clear, repeatable process is possible, and it can happen way faster than you think. If you're ready to start that journey yourself, the link to join the challenge is right below this video. Go ahead and click it and start building your own confidence today.